All right, let's jump right in. Welcome to this explainer, everyone. Today we are unpacking what is easily one of the most monumental shifts of our lifetime. We're talking about the unstoppable, unprecedented global race for AI dominance. Look, the ground is literally shifting beneath our feet, and the pace is it's breathtaking. Just think about it. Stuff that sounded like complete sci-fi just 12 to 24 months ago is now leading the global news cycle every single day. So figuring out how this is happening and exactly who is pulling the strings is absolutely crucial for all of us. Let's get into it.
I want you to picture something for a second. Imagine waking up tomorrow and artificial intelligence is actively making split-second military decisions, autonomously managing the massive ebbs and flows of global financial markets, and basically steering the entire trajectory of humanity. Now, that sounds like a Hollywood movie pitch, right? But the thing is, it's not. This is the reality we are actively, frantically building right now. The world's biggest nations know this, and they are locked in a relentless sprint to dominate it. We are talking hundreds of billions of dollars being mobilized almost overnight by governments and private companies. It's a scale of economic mobilization we usually only see during a world war. The stakes are just so phenomenally high that absolutely no one can afford to fall behind.
To really wrap our heads around how massive this is, let's look at history. Back in the industrial age, the ultimate strategic resource, the thing that built empires, was oil. During the Cold War, global power was entirely defined by who had nuclear technology. Today, in the 21st century, that ultimate resource is artificial intelligence. It's the brand new engine of global power. But there's a massive catch this time around. With nukes, governments had total control, right? But this AI revolution is being driven largely by private companies running right alongside and, honestly, sometimes way ahead of governments. It completely scrambles the geopolitical playbook. It's rewriting economies, national security, and global influence in a way we've simply never dealt with before.
So, Chapter 1. The New Strategic Resource. Why Everyone Wants AI Dominance. Here's why everyone is so desperate to win this. We are moving so far past simple chatbots writing emails. Take medicine. Right now, AI is mapping out insanely complex protein structures in a matter of days to design life-saving drugs. That's a giant biological puzzle that used to take human scientists decades to figure out in a lab. It's autonomously generating foundational software code, scanning millions of satellite images to spot supply chain issues instantly, and predicting crazy market fluctuations. AI is basically putting all of human scientific discovery into hyperdrive. So any nation that takes the lead here isn't just winning a tech competition, they are locking in an overwhelming compounding advantage over the rest of the planet.
Which brings us to Chapter 2, the three global giants, the race for leadership.
You basically have three massive global players, and it's fascinating because they are taking completely different approaches to building their AI ecosystems. You've got the United States leaning really hard into the raw, innovative chaos of Silicon Valley. Agile tech companies, massive university funding, and a relentless push for semiconductor innovation. Then you look at China, and they are executing a huge top-down strategy. We're talking massive, coordinated state investments into industrial AI, advanced manufacturing robotics, and literally building entirely smart cities from the ground up. And then there's Europe, playing an incredibly vital but totally different game. They are carving out their space by setting the global standards. They are all about trustworthy AI, deep theoretical research, and setting up responsible regulations. Three totally distinct philosophies, all racing toward the exact same price.
But here's the thing. AI isn't just invisible magic floating in the cloud. It needs physical hardware. Let's move to Chapter 3, the Silicon Battlefield, chips and the military.
If you want to understand the real tension in the world right now, you have to look at the hardware. To run advanced AI, you need mind-bending amounts of computing power. And that power comes entirely from sophisticated semiconductor chips. These chips are the actual physical engines of this revolution. But making them? It is arguably the most complex manufacturing process in human history. We are talking about printing microscopic circuits at an atomic level inside billion-dollar factories. The margins for error are basically zero. Without this specific hardware, the smartest AI algorithms in the world are completely useless. So computing capacity isn't just a product you buy. It is a critical, fiercely contested strategic asset.
And because of that, nations are dumping untold billions of dollars into securing these chip factories and locking down their supply chains. Honestly, the extreme fragility of these supply chains is what keeps defense ministers awake at night. The whole global trade of these chips flows through just a few geographical choke points. One disruption, and a nation's entire tech sector grinds to a halt. The logic here is brutal but simple. Whoever controls the physical compute power controls the AI. So we are watching a massive restructuring of global trade as countries frantically try to build these chips at home or secure ironclad deals with trusted allies.
You really see the urgency for that computing power when you look at the modern battlefield. Militaries aren't just testing AI, they are rapidly integrating it into everything. Think about the military kill chain, the time it takes to spot a threat, decide what to do, and take action. AI is taking that timeline from hours or minutes down to literally milliseconds. It's instantly optimizing massive supply lines, running automated cyber defenses, flawlessly coordinating swarms of thousands of drones, and feeding rapid-fire decisions to commanders. The sheer speed and efficiency it brings to warfare is something humanity has never seen before.
But, as you can imagine, this triggers an incredibly heavy debate worldwide. Governments and international bodies are wrestling right now with the responsible use of AI in conflict. It really boils down to this. If a computer algorithm can identify and target a threat infinitely faster than a human, do we still force a human to actually pull the trigger? Keeping a human in the loop for lethal decisions is a massive, ongoing ethical debate across the entire international community.
Okay, let's step away from the military for a second and bring this right to your doorstep. Chapter 4, The Economic Revolution, AI and You.
Because AI isn't just a national security thing. It is fundamentally rewiring our everyday economy. Take manufacturing. Instead of just having robots build things, AI is predicting exactly when a machine is going to break down before it actually happens, saving millions in downtime. In healthcare, treatments are becoming hyper-personalized by comparing your specific genetics against millions of data points in seconds. Finance runs on it to spot complex fraud instantly. And software? Intelligent algorithms are now writing the foundational code so human engineers can just focus on the big picture architecture. It is a total, ground-up transformation.
So what does this actually mean for you? Well, we are standing on the edge of a massive shift in how humans work. Overall productivity is going to absolutely skyrocket, but our daily jobs are going to change. The modern worker has to adapt to these new AI-assisted roles. A doctor is going to spend less time filling out charts and more time actually talking to patients. A coder is going to act more like an editor of AI-generated work. It's not necessarily that AI is going to replace you, it's that a human who knows how to use AI is going to replace a human who doesn't. Adapting to this new toolkit is literally the key to surviving and thriving in the next decade.
Finally, let's zoom all the way out and project this into the future. Chapter 5, The World by 2030, the climax of the race.
Let's look at how this timeline actually plays out. Right now, present day, it's all about frantic, unprecedented cash investments. In the short term, that money turns into a massive physical expansion. Huge data centers and chip plants popping up everywhere. In the medium term, we're going to see highly capable AI assistants embedded in almost every single profession you can think of. Which brings us to 2030. Picture a world where scientific research is moving at warp speed. Autonomous robots handle the bulk of global logistics, and intelligent automation is just baked into daily life. But beneath that sleek, futuristic surface, that intense geopolitical fistfight over computing power and tech governance will still be raging on.
And that leads us to a quote from our source material that just hits the nail on the head. The outcome could shape the global balance of power for decades. That is exactly why AI is the defining technology of our generation. We are heading into an era where massive tech companies wield the kind of influence that used to belong exclusively to nations. The old traditional superpower map, it's being completely redrawn based on who owns the most data and the best chips. The race is speeding up, the money is staggering, and the winner is going to dictate the global order for the rest of our lives.
So, I want to leave you with this. The question isn't whether AI is going to change the world anymore. Look around, it already is. The real questions we need to be asking are, who is ultimately going to lead that transformation? And honestly, how on earth do we ensure humanity wields this unbelievable power responsibly? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer today. Keep learning, stay curious, and I'll catch you next time as we keep unpacking the forces shaping our world.